half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Oh, who the fuck are you? I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
If I can change, and you can change, everybody can change!
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch!
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hey, try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot.
I am an FBI agent!
Get to the chopper!
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
No!
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
No! Kelly Clarkson!
Hello one, hello all. Here it is, episode numero uno. Kelly Clarkson. I don't know what Kelly Clarkson has anything to do with number one, but it is here, Tripodcast. I am CP of YouTube channel Will I Like It Reviews, and I am joined by my co-host, the other regular of this show, is none other than Dr. Movie 91.
Hey everyone, Dr. Movie 91 here, fellow YouTuber, Blu-Tuber, all thing movie guy.
We're joined together in our general love of Blu-rays, movies, but on this show, we're going to focus strictly on movies and Blu-rays will come in and, even some pop culture stuff, but for the most part, it'll be a movie show. We will be the show regulars, and we're going to have a rotating third guest, so that will be... That's where the Tripodcast comes from. Tripodcast, obviously a play on my nickname in high school. Normally, if we had our third wheel, so to speak, our third guest, we would have an opening to get to know that guest. But since we're just starting off with just the two of us here, we might as well just jump right into it. Big news. We know each other for our fond love of Blu-rays. Big news from Disney. They finally announced the release date. A bunch of information on the different variants of Star Wars The Force Awakens. I believe there's 6 different versions of the Star Wars Blu-ray, a couple of steelbooks, a couple of Amarais, some interesting thing from the Disney Store. Doc, have you seen any of these? Which one have you seen first, or do you even know of any of these?
Yes, I think the first one that I saw was the Zavvi exclusive steelbook, and I really liked it, but I didn't at the same time. I wish that, with the other steelbooks that they released, they had the infamous poster on the back, and you really got to fall in love with that. And I noticed that they didn't have that with this one. You're
referencing the 6 black steelbooks that have mostly, I think it's 5 of the 6 have bad guys on the cover. The ones that were released in 2015, I think.
Yes, the 6 steelbooks a few months ago that you got, Target, Best Buy. It wasn't exclusive to anything, was it?
No, it was just worldwide, I think. Zavvi had it, but it's basically the same thing. You would think with them releasing them, it's like I said, 2015, not even the last year, that they would try to follow the little precedent that they set. Other than the Zavvi exclusive steelbook, the Best Buy, the only other steelbook, very similar. The only difference is the spine. Zavvi has pictures, and Best Buy has, words, typeface. How do you feel about that? Is there, any difference as far as you're concerned, or what?
Right, and they go pretty hand in hand. I have to say that when it comes to the spine, the way I display my steelbooks, and this is just me being picky, I prefer to see the actual text, the title. The pictures is cool. Maybe if you add one at the top or the bottom, that's fine. But I'm kind of picky about that, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I was turned off by the Zavvi steelbook. Usually
if Best Buy has a steelbook, Zavvi pretty much has the exact same one. So what do you think of the other ones? The I guess we'll call them the regular old Blu-rays?
The regular old Blu-rays. Well, I really like the standard black case. At least they kind of did that. I know there's no slipcover or anything like that, and the regular Amarais.
The non-special one, the one that's
non-special one, yeah, just your bare bones minimum whatever thing. And it's kind of nice because, call me crazy, but am I the only one out there that actually likes the colored Blu-ray cases? Am I weird because I like that?
What do you mean colored Blu-ray cases?
Well, this one, it's black. The regular Amarais case is actually black versus, and I know when they did Terminator the 4K, they did the red case, and Roadhouse, I just saw an anniversary edition that had a red case.
Yeah, I think that's MGM that's doing that, because they have Mad Max with a red case too.
Oh yeah, Mad Max with a red case. Yes, I'm kind of fond of those for some reason. Mm-hmm. But at least if you're not going to give us a slip, you're not going to give us anything fancy with it. At least kind of make that color, give us some color to it. Add that little bit of spice. Yeah,
there's the Walmart exclusive, which basically is just a slipcover. It has BB-8 on the cover with like a sunset in the background. And the Disney store has this lenticular. No, it's not a lenticular.
It's a lithograph.
Yeah, it's a lithograph. That's what it is.
Can we talk about that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm weird. I'm not really into these kind of things, but I love it. It looks like a giant trifold, like something that you would do for a science fair. Mm-hmm. And I haven't really seen any pictures on the inside yet. I would really like to see what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool, and I think it would make a beautiful display piece.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't know what else is in that neither, oddly enough. The Target of the non-steel books, the Target has a book, a fold-out book, it looks like, and extra content. Target is the only one that has like actual extra stuff, stuff to watch. And I guess that's, if you're not getting a steelbook and you actually want, things to look at and watch, it seems to be between Target and Disney Store.
Yeah, and I'm a little disappointed with Walmart. How about you? I expected more from them, especially with Star Wars, it being Star Wars.
Well, yeah. It seems as if, especially they had these like pre-order things for the digital copy. They had that weird card or whatever, and you got like 3 free posters.
Yeah.
And they've had like exclusive toys and stuff, and here they are with this ho-hum yawn exclusive slipcover. It's just like, really? That's it?
I mean, yeah, BB-8's cool and all, but come on, you could do better than that. I mean, like you said, with all the toys and other exclusives that they've had come out while the movie was in theaters, I would expect a lot more. Even, keep the slipcover, but at least give us maybe some bonus content or something.
Yeah.
Something's fancy here.
So there's the regular, worldwide, the Amazon, the, mom and pop shop. They're all getting this black cover. All the Blu-rays have 3 discs in them. We don't know what Zavvi is. The assumption is that it's a 3-disc set as well. Also, there is no 3D version. They said later on they'll announce it, so there's no 3D versions anywhere just yet. So you have the regular old, black slipcover. Best Buy has the Steelbook. Walmart has the BB-8 slipcover. Target has their exclusive cover and I guess what is a little booklet and extra footage. It appears to be the only set that has extra footage. Disney has the lithograph, and then Zavvi has basically the same steelbook as Best Buy, except they have pictures on their spine. Of those, what do you think is, I mean, you probably already said it, but what do you think is the least appealing?
The least appealing, I mean, for a collector, for me, I'm going to have to go, although I really like BB-8, but it's a BB-8 slipcover. Who really cares about that?
Right.
And also, just the plain old, yes, we get the black Amaray case, but I want more. This is Star Wars. I expect more.
Right.
So if I had to pick right now, like if you said, here's the money, go order something, I would have to pick either the Digipack from Target or the lithograph.
Yeah. Yeah, I pre-ordered the Target and the Best Buy Steelbook. Have you pre-ordered anything yet? Do you plan on buying any of them?
Because I'm a Steelbook junkie, yeah. I mean, I'm going to get the Steelbook, but I would really like to have something else to add more content, like the Digipack or even the lithograph, just as something to display,
Have you pre-ordered any of them, and are you planning on getting any of them?
I do plan on pre-ordering the Steelbook.
The Best Buy Steelbook?
This Best Buy Steelbook,
Not the Zavvi Steelbook.
Not the Zavvi, sorry.
No, it's fine. We had this discussion outside of of this. Obviously, if we're bringing up any previous conversation in this podcast here at episode 1, it did not happen here. We talked about the 6 Steelbook set and how you were kind of bummed out that they're not continuing that pattern.
Yes, that was kind of a thing that I had, like Zavvi and the Best Buy exclusive. When they had that 6 Steelbook set, we got the iconic poster on the back.
Yeah.
And I really thought that we were going to see that again with The Force Awakens. I love the poster. I mean,
yeah,
I do.
For the back, you mean?
For the back. And I would love to see Kylo on the front, and on the back would you get the poster to match all the other ones. What I don't get is why they didn't do that. Why are they trying to stray from what they've already done?
It is odd. I mean, you get it. It's Star Wars. It's a collector's type of film. It's a collector's type of series. People will double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip, but give it to them on top of everything else. I mean, like, why? Nobody's saying to not do all this other stuff, but at least give us the choice. You just released that stuff last year, so it's not like it's this old, forgotten, thing that is no more.
Right. Yeah, give it. I mean, I'm weird though. I'm sure there's a lot of collectors out there that are the same way. We want them all to look the same.
Yeah.
If I was going to show off my Steelbook set, here's my Star Wars. I have all the Steelbooks. I'm going to want them all to look the same. That's just me. And going back to the spine, even for Zavvi, I don't really like the pictures on it. I'm weird.
Right.
The way I display them, I prefer to see the text.
Yeah, it is a weird thing to do, especially it's not like they do it that much. I mean, they've done it for a couple of Marvel discs, but like that's it. Zavvi doesn't really, I mean, it's not like that's their thing. They do pictures. It's just this strange, oh, okay, we'll do it this time. Well, wait, why? Why now?
I wonder if it's a Disney thing.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Because the Marvel stuff is Disney, so that would make sense. Yeah, so, April 4th here in the U.S., April 1st you can get digital. I believe it's April 18th in the U.K. So, the next time we talk to you, it'll either be right before or right after it came out, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more when it comes out. But we could move on to other news that has happened recently, and the Oscars. They just came and went, and there was some news there.
A lot of news there. How about Mad Max?
Yeah, winning all those technical awards. That was quite crazy.
And good for them too. I just want to say that.
Yeah, I mean it's good to see a movie that people actually watch win stuff. It's just a little sad that none of the big categories were won by that movie that, people watch. I mean, they could have hit a real big home run, having DiCaprio win his Oscar finally this year and then pair it up with a Sylvester Stallone Oscar. That could have been a dream night set up, but alas, it didn't happen. I mean, we could talk about DiCaprio too.
Yes!
It's about goddamn time.
It's about time, and
after all these years,
I'm actually kind of hurt about it because I didn't see The Revenant.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen it. I've seen everybody else. I mean, all his other movies, and every time he's nominated, I'm like, oh, he's gonna take it for Wolf, and I'm all excited. But this was the first year ever I haven't seen the Leo movie that was up for the Oscar.
Well,
and
I mean, he's been owed it for forever. Like, he literally could have just been standing there, and if they gave it to him, and there was all this outcry, it's just like, dude, he's been dicked over at least 3 times before. It's just like he should have beat Tommy Lee Jones. You got the feeling that they gave Tommy Lee Jones as a kind of a, hey, sorry, we kind of dicked you over all these years, and
here's your pity Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, The Fugitive. You rewatch it now, and it's not that great a performance. I mean, it's okay.
I don't care.
DiCaprio, playing a mentally disabled young boy was just
outstanding,
incredible.
His performance still to this day, I can't believe that's him.
Yeah, Yeah.
You know, I love Gilbert Grape, but I'm just like, oh, wow, how did he do that at such a young age, too, at that?
And he was relatively new when that movie came out, too. They thought he was genuinely, disabled. So, like, that's, I mean, if you're going to give it to Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump, then, like, I don't know what you call DiCaprio's performance, because that was just insane. And to double down on that, when he lost to Ray, he played when he played Howard Hughes, he had another guy who had this deficiency and had these these problems and I mean, I have this video on my page where I talk about that he's doing like 3 different things at once that most actors can't do one of those things. Yeah.
The way of the future.
I think that's why I've always respected Leo as an actor. We've seen him do it all. Literally, we have seen him do, like you said, 3 different types of roles, and people are just like, huh? Wait, that's Leo again?
Yeah.
He might not go through these giant physical changes like Matthew McConaughey did in Dallas Buyers Club, but his acting, it's like almost he falls into this character perfectly, and he doesn't stray from it at all until the end.
Yeah. He didn't lose a lot of weight. Usually that's what the Academy looks for. Oh, did you make yourself ugly at all? Well, if you didn't, then we don't care.
How much muscle did you put on for the Wolverine?
Yeah. How much weight did you lose? How much ugly did you make your face? Like Charlize Theron in Monster was just, oh.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's 2 camps with Best Picture. Spotlight winning for Best Picture. Some people are shocked. Some people are upset. Have you seen Spotlight, Doc?
No.
Yeah, I mean it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. I don't know if it's, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever movie. It's important. The story that's being told is important. There's 2 types of movies. There's filmmaking and there's storytelling, and I don't think genuinely that it's either. I guess
I see where you're coming from. I almost, that's why I didn't see it. It's not my type of movie. You said you have your storytelling, and that's all me. I could sit through a very slow burn movie as long as it has a great story behind it and great acting. I'm all for it.
Right.
But when I watch these trailers for Spotlight, I'm like, it's just not my type. I couldn't put my finger on it. It's just that simple. It just wasn't. I wasn't into it.
Right.
That's all.
It's one of those movies. I mean, and stupid me bought it. If I watch it 3 times in my life, I'll be shocked.
Didn't you buy it when you were here?
Yeah. Well, it was used and it was a little bit cheaper than normal. So stupid me just, a deal. It's actually cheaper. Let me dive all over it. I don't know. It's to me that takes away from a movie, like the rewatchability. But even on top of that, if you want to say Mad Max didn't really have a plot, it was a really good filmmaking movie. Perhaps it wasn't a good storytelling movie, but it was a simple story, and I thought that was just fine. The Revenant was incredible.
Revenant was, from what I've heard with the natural lighting.
Yeah.
That alone, it just blows my mind, and I'm still upset that I haven't seen it.
It won for cinematography, so, I mean, all that stuff. I mean, The Revenant won where it was supposed to as far as direction and cinematography is concerned. And I know somebody is sitting at home like, what are you talking about? Hateful Eight? Yeah, okay. And some people think Mad Max for direction. Some people think Sicario for cinematography. And like they're all really good picks. And those are all really good movies for Best Picture. It was just a strange year for Best Picture, I think.
I was just gonna say that because I was looking at the list earlier for Best Picture, and I thought to myself, they all seem pretty equal.
Yeah,
it was strange. You had top, like, super action, stuff blowing up everywhere, to spy movies, to gangster almost stuff. Like, it seemed like it was all over the map, and it seemed like I remember watching the Oscars and I was like,
are you freaking kidding me? Spotlight won Best Picture?
This one I was scratching my head for the most part.
Yeah, I mean there was a bunch I really could like Best Picture, and like I said, cinematography. Anyone could have won that category, and I really would have been able to swallow it because it was just a stacked category this year. Best Picture, I feel like Brooklyn really had. Granted, I haven't seen it, but it just doesn't seem like not enough people have seen it, and I haven't heard much about it. From what I'm hearing of the story, it's something that's not incredibly new. I just felt like there was at least 3 movies that could have won, and none of them did. So, who knows? I mean, that happens from time to time. I mean, when Crash won, like, I mean, does anybody remember that movie now?
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Let me get this straight. I know we were talking about this earlier off air. You didn't see Brooklyn, right? That was the only out of the Best Picture category.
Right.
Okay, that's what I thought. And for me this year, usually I would say most of the pictures, but I only saw Mad Max Fury Road and The Martian this year. I slipped pretty big this year.
Yeah, and you know what? I could have seen The Martian winning, and that kind of, I mean, a lot of people don't like it, but it's one of those things like people don't like it the same way people don't like Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump's a good movie. It's just, you're just hating because you're just hating. The Martian basically is Castaway in space. So
on Mars.
Yeah, so, it was fine. It was really okay. It's just a strange year. Yeah, I've seen I've seen 7 of the 8, and I think I really could have swallowed anything. Like I'll watch Spotlight again just because that's what I usually do every year. When something wins, I sit myself down, no matter whether or not I hate it or whatever, and I just kind of make myself try to understand what they were thinking, and I own it. I'll sit down and try to figure it out, but I as we speak right now, I don't agree, understand, whatever.
I'm the same way. I like to sit down, especially if I dislike a movie. I really do like to sit down and kind of give it a second go. Say, hey, why didn't I dislike it? And put all those feelings aside and give it a rewatch. I do that also too with a lot of hype movies. I know when something's overly hyped and I get overly excited for it. Something like Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, to kind of transition here.
Wait.
Hype. We're in a time of year where hype usually isn't associated with this time. January, February, March isn't usually a time for good movies. This is kind of the dumping ground. But it seems as if that is kind of changing now, especially with a movie like Deadpool. Deadpool just shocked everyone. I think it's well over 300 million at this point.
Yeah, and in the middle of February, like Valentine's Day of all times.
Right.
And that was the cool part about it. I think, I talked to a lot of friends, and they actually convinced their wives, believe it or not, to go see this. And a lot of people were just, I think, generally intrigued. Oh, this isn't your typical superhero movie. Well, he's not really a hero, but they were just intrigued by the aspect of Deadpool. It was kind of cool.
They did a really good job marketing it, too. They really kind of did a full court press on the marketing.
Yeah, they didn't mess around with the marketing. I mean, I saw actually on YouTube they showed some of the things that Ryan Reynolds did. Like he did commercials in Spanish.
Yeah,
just all these different languages, went all over around the world to promote it. I give him props for it.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to market it, and he did it, and he did it right.
Yeah.
Well, they all did, but
Well, I mean that's another thing. We have Batman vs Superman coming out in March. The times, I don't know if the times are changing, but this isn't the time of year where we see stuff like that, and maybe there's especially considering Deadpool made over 300 million, maybe they could start to realize that we could focus on January and February and actually make money.
Right, and I also feel like that it has to do with competition. You look in the summertime, we have all the blockbusters come out, and it just seems like everybody's fighting for that number 1 slot. Deadpool, smack dab in the middle of February. Let's do it and see what happens. And it's kind of cool to see that, we will respond to it. I don't think there is a right or wrong time to release these movies. If we like it enough, or it's a big enough movie like Batman vs. Superman, like Deadpool, we are going to go see it. You're going to take our money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hope Deadpool does. I hope this process does open people's eyes into Hollywood, because I would like to be able to go see blockbusters all year round, not just trying to make enough money and spend it all in the summer for the big blockbusters. It's ridiculous.
Right. The thing is, in the summer from like May through through August, you get the big budget stuff. And then from like September to December, you get the good movies, the stuff that, that they're trying to win awards with. And then, January to April is just kind of this wasteland where they just, we have leftovers, just put it out there. But hey, you know what? Why not try to, win our money over there too? Because, $10 in February is no different from $10 in September or $10 in July. Just give us better stuff and people will pay to watch it. I don't understand why.
Yeah, and if anybody says, oh, well, the kids are home during the summer, more people have more time in the summer, that could be the case. Yes, you're going to have the high schoolers, middle schoolers, and elementary kids all home, during the summer. But hey, what, kids are home now from school at 3 o'clock at the latest, 4 o'clock maybe? You can still go catch a night movie.
Yeah, but again, like that doesn't make any sense why they would release Star Wars in December. I mean, sure, there's that 1 week for Christmas, but they were still seeing it mid-January, so that that theory kind of falls on its own head.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
But we got something else recently that I wouldn't call. Hopefully, I'm wrong. I want it to be quality, but they gave us they hyped it, and then they gave us the Ghostbusters, the all-female cast Ghostbusters trailer, and I don't think people are excited for it.
Do I have to talk about it, CP?
Well, we kind of have to.
I know.
Nobody can see us.
Well, I just want to clarify before we really get into depth with this. First off, the cast. I know there's a ton of talk and love-hate controversy over an all-female cast.
That's bullshit. It's just bullshit.
That is bullshit. Who cares? I think the cast, it could work with an all-female cast. I have nothing wrong against that. I was actually kind of intrigued at first when I heard that they were going to do an all-female cast. But to me, this whole trailer just seems lazy.
It almost seems like they're trying, they have this female casting, and they're almost like leaning on it as like a crutch. Like, all right, if shit hits the wall, at least we could say, well, it was the females. Cast. Yeah. Well, and it's not even like the best 4 females. Like, all right, Kristen Wiig, all right, whatever. Yeah. Melissa McCarthy, she's not that, like, can you imagine Chris Farley in Ghostbusters? Like, it's the wrong type of humor. Why not somebody like Amy Schumer? Why not Tina Fey? Yeah, like.
Oh, yeah. I see. Now there we go. Now we're cooking with the oil.
Yeah, it's just like these people just try to turn around and make a buck, and it just doesn't look good. And again, going back to Deadpool is something that was good, and they put money into it. They really marketed it, and it was a movie that they were sitting on for 11 years, and sure enough, here it is. That their risk paid off.
Yeah, like once again, it just seems lazy. The lazy writing, lazy performances. I don't really feel like that the cast is in it. Like if I got to be a Ghostbuster tomorrow, man, I would go nuts. I would really try. I would do the best I can to play that role, to live up to Bill Murray.
God damn it, Bill!
To honor him. But it's like they just kind of seem. Yeah, I'm a physicist. Cool.
Yeah, nobody does algorithms like you. Like there's lines in there where it's just like, oh, did a 6-year-old write that line? What is that? That's terrible.
And what about the lack of scary out of it, man? Like the horror aspect.
Yeah.
Remember, from the original movie. I know I was younger when I saw it for the first time, but it's still there's some parts and you're just like, wow, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, the library scene's really, really actually quite scary.
I was just thinking of that, actually. And then you go to this trailer, you go to the new Ghostbusters, and you have that ghost, you see him walking with his real long legs, and they go underneath him.
Really colorful, too.
Yeah, what is this, Casper on steroids? Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's just
like a dancing circus. It's too much. It's too bright. Yeah, like Ghostbusters, the tone was quite scary, and then the quips would help pay off. Like there was these scary moments. You have this comedic moment, this great big Godzilla thing's coming, but then you find out it's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and then they have these little quips back and forth, and that's even funnier. And it's you have this big scary moment. They're in deep shit, and they have a tiny, just a tiny droplet of an exclamation point on the situation, but doesn't take away from the scariness. Just oh shit, we're in trouble. Here's a joke. Not like, oh, hey, let's be Paul Blart.
Oh yeah,
let's
just throw in some slap comedy.
Yeah,
here
just
the
power of Patty compels you, whatever that. Just abysmal.
That line is cringeworthy there.
Just absolutely abysmal. And again, man, what happened to just straight teasers, like just showing, the building, and then like maybe Slimer, and then coming soon. The trailers lately are they're showing too much, and for better or worse, it's just taking so much wind out of the sails of these movies. Terminator Genisys last year, they showed us the end. They showed us that John Connor was a robot and all that stuff. And yeah, it's just like, what are you doing? Batman.
I was really hurt about that.
Yeah.
I was real upset because as a huge fan of the Terminator series, I did not want to see John Connor. I didn't want to know that. I wanted to be shocked when I sat in that theater. And now I'm sitting there eating. I'm like, oh, there's the bad guy.
Yeah, and then they what they do is, 1 and 2 are the great foundation of Terminator. You should build off that. And what they do in that movie is they go and erase it and start over. And it's just like, wait, you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah, we must go back.
Yeah,
wait,
like
what?
why? That was fine. You can go back to 3 and erase from there. But what are you doing? Then you have Batman vs Superman showing us the what's his
Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday.
What was that about?
They showed so much in that second trailer. It's like what is left for me to see? I've seen 5 characters.
Oh wait, we'll get to see Jesse Eisenberg go bald.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, when we were younger, I'm sure you can remember this. Like you said, you would see a building or Slimer, or you would see, help me out here, a trailer.
Independence Day, they had shadows over Manhattan, and then that was it. Then it was July 4th, we're in trouble, or some whatever. One of the more, if not the most famous teaser of all time. Like that was it. Just oh shit. Something's huge over New York City, and we're in trouble. Like that's it, man. Like. I got it. Somebody from another planet, and they want to kill us. All right, here's my money.
Right, and not only that, but like they're doing all these special TV spots now. It's like, oh, after Big Bang Theory, check out, an extra 30 seconds of Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you taking my $10 then if I'm going to see the whole movie every time I watch, 2.5 Men or Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, they're it's almost word of mouth just isn't a thing anymore because we're seeing it all. I can't tell you the last time I saw a movie and was surprised by how bad it was because it's already out there. I mean, I've been surprised by a movie being good, but I'm not surprised by bad. There's no such thing as an unpredictable flop anymore because there's just so much of it out there. They I don't know, they think by showing us more footage is going to make the movie better or change people's minds, but no, show as little as possible. And if they're mad after they see it, at least you got someone based on intrigue.
Right, it's almost like they're scared to just show us a little bit. Come on, we're talking about Captain America. We're talking about Batman versus Superman. These movies will sell themselves.
Right.
You could literally show Batman fly across the city and Superman chasing him, and people would crap their pants.
Right. Oh, they're not going to come if we don't show them anything. No, they're not coming because you showed them this dog shit.
I think in modern time trailer recently that came out was the Suicide trailer. That I actually
Suicide Squad, yes.
Or what did I say?
Suicide, it's fine.
Suicide Squad. I really love that trailer. I mean, you get an idea of the characters, but not all of the characters. You really don't know who the villain is. I mean, there's a lot of speculation that it's the Joker, but who really knows? And you don't know why they're being thrown in the middle of this town. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because, plus, I mean, they had Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, that was a really good trailer.
Just the way that they did it, and I was just, no trailer has done that for me in a while. Versus, I mean, you watch Captain America, you see X-Men Apocalypse.
Well, you know what? Those going back to Star Wars, those Star Wars trailers seem to know how to do it.
Yes.
I mean,
definitely.
They gave us so little, and people are like, well, why aren't they showing Luke? And then you found out, oh, I know why they weren't showing Luke, because he was in 2 frames of the movie.
That would have been That would have been the whole. Yeah, imagine if they did show Luke. How much?
Well, yeah, and then people would have been pissed. They showed him, and now he's not in it. What the hell? Man.
They would have been so mad. And I guess, even with Harrison Ford, that Chewie we're home, that little bit was just enough to like,
yeah, that's
Han, yeah.
That's teaser stuff, and people went bonkers for that.
And I loved every minute of it. And I was glad to go in to see that movie and be very, very
surprised. Yeah.
Surprised and shocked. And,
eager.
And kind of speaking of being very surprised and shocked and things that kind of blow people. Well, not
blow people.
Blow people. What am I trying to say here?
How much do you pay for that ticket?
$20. I got it on sale from a guy in the back alley.
A guy? Wait a minute.
Something that makes people flip their lids a little bit is your roasts.
No, a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
They flip their lids a lot. Yeah.
I mean, if you guys don't know, CP does these roasts on his channel, and he's very good at it. He has a great comedic background, and
literally a professional. Like,
a professional.
Somebody paid me money to make other people laugh. Like, I think that's getting lost in a lot of this.
And what you recently just did the roast of the Blu-Tubers. It wasn't one, what you normally do. You focused on Blu-Ray Dan, WrestleManiac 1130, the teens.
Yeah. I mean, there's like everybody's kind of moving up at the same time, and it kind of traces back to something else, and I'll bring that up in a minute. But it seems like the community, there's a bunch of people just kind of skyrocketing together, and Blu-ray Dan is I'd be shocked if he wasn't at 20,000 subs, within tomorrow. 2 years or so. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely think he's going to be the one that, like, you have Cool Dude or you have Wet Movie, and I genuinely think it's going to be him because he just does it right. But
he works hard, he does it right.
Right, right. But it was kind of a not focusing on one person in particular. Although I had a ton of stuff in Wet Movie 1. A lot of that stuff, like the teenager stuff, was really, that was stuff that was kind of sitting around. That was stuff that I had for the roast that never was.
Thou shalt not name.
Yeah, the nameless, channelless one. But that, I got a lot of heat for that, and I didn't name names. Like, I don't, like, people are, I don't, it could be a current generation thing, but, shit, when I was 16, man, like, you were fair game. I don't know what it is, but apparently teenagers now are treated the way that we were when we were, 6, 7?
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like nowadays that these teenagers, they watch one of the grandfathers, one of the greats, like Blu-ray Dan, like Wet Movie 1, like Cool Duder, and they go, oh, I can easily make a channel. So they go out, and it's like, well, why don't I have 20,000 subs?
Yeah.
After a week later. And they get upset and frustrated over it, but ask Blu-ray Dan how he got to where he's at now. Ask WrestleManiac 1130 how he got to where he's at today. Go even ask Cooler Duder.
There's no effort. There's this shortcut mentality. There's this, I exist, therefore I'm owed.
Yep.
And so like I thought I had quite a bit of constructive criticism at the end of that thing.
I don't think you were too harsh.
I don't think I was. And again, I didn't name anybody by name. You could theoretically say, oh, he's not talking about me. Like, I gave everybody that out.
Right, and you gave a lot of tips and tricks that if the teams just take a step back, take a breather, and realize that we're not, making fun of them. We're not trying to insult them. We're actually on their side. Well, and if they realize that we're trying to help them be successful, like some of these guys, they could potentially learn something and then thank us.
Well, part of it is like, they keep saying, why doesn't, why? Well, because you're trying to cut corners. You're trying to like do it without any sort of effort. And people don't like that. You're not really being a member of the community. You're trying to marry the president without really doing anything. And that's not the way any of us were doing it. So why should we be behind you doing it? And like, you have another thing is, it's, everybody has some sort of audience or some sort of following. based on their content. So many people now just think I have a channel and that's it. But it's not. Like, you have to have content. There needs to be something to subscribe to.
Right. And don't be scared, guys, to ask us questions, but be respectful and don't beg for it. Come to us and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Do you think this would take off? Or how could I tweak my movie reviews? Give me some constructive criticism. Shout out to Movie Mayhem, if you're listening, buddy. He's one of the ones that just started recently, and God, we must have talked for 2 months.
Oh, you know what? And it seems like, you know what? You're right. It seems like we're harping on the entire teenage community. That's not true. Movie Pit Reviews just is the ace standard of teenage Blu-Tuber. Blu-Ray Brad.
Blu-Ray Brad.
During that whole fiasco, did the most adult human being thing I've ever seen a human being do. I mean, crap, there's 40-year-olds that wouldn't
even do what he
wouldn't
did.
have the balls or backbone to do what he did, and all the respect in the world goes to that kid. And there are some guys, kids, whatever you want to say, that know how to do it, that know how to be a guy, a great human being, a great person, a great member of the community.
Right, and that's what I was trying to get back to. Like, Movie Mayhem and I, he talked. I really want to start a channel, and he gave me ideas. What sounds good? Do you like this? Do you like that? And it was just fun. I got to know him. It was fun, casual conversation, and then you gain that respect. So then when you do start your channel, and I know what you're about and what you're trying to accomplish, you're going to get a shout out from us.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get that recognition that you deserve.
Right. And all these shout outs and anything that we're doing, it comes from being a community member, from talking to one another, from putting the time in, and just being a friend, like just being sometimes it's not about a collab. It's not about this, that, it's just about bullshitting sometimes. Oh, I like that movie. Cool. Not, oh, give me a shout out, subscribe, sub for sub. Like, just
great pickups.
Yeah. Like, just let it happen. It's
right.
not going to happen overnight, guys.
And then also too, find people around your sub count. That really helped me back in the day.
Right.
Yes, I did go to the big guys. I did talk to people that were at between 5 and 1,000 subs at the time. But go to people around your sub count and say, hey guys, we're all new. Let's get together. Let's find out who has the most subs, and let's go on their channel and let's do a live stream.
Right.
And let's all talk and let's just have fun and laugh.
Right.
That's what it's about, guys. Let's have fun.
The cream of the crop rises. That's like, WrestleManiac, Blu-ray Dan, they're skyrocketing, and it's because they're putting out some incredible stuff. Some people just, like myself, I don't have I get my subs in glops because my content isn't quite as solid as theirs. My roasts are interesting, and they get the attention they do, but it's not a steady thing. Some people, your content isn't quite as strong, and so your growth rate happens a little bit slower than somebody else. It's just the way it is. Some people are better than others. Like, nobody is created equal. Like, that's basically what it comes down to. And what I wanted to talk about before was it's a good time, and for Blu-Tubers, it's such a good time, and we don't want to focus on the negative because it's really there's a buzz, and I think it has a lot to do with your Blu-Tuber Awards show, sir. That kind of brought a lot of people together. You have people making videos out of nowhere because of the buzz that's been generating in the community.
The buzz is real. I really didn't expect it. I didn't expect, shout out to Visual Expression, talking about coming back, Leroy Green 85 making a video, coming back,
Blu-ray Hoarder coming back. These
guys these were the OGs back when I started. So to see them come back and talk about coming back is an honor.
It says something.
It does. And, just to see it all come together and everybody make it happen, and I've said this 100 times and I'll continue to say it. It started off as an idea, and to see that idea form into something that actually happened. And, now that we're all settled down and it's over, and, we're moving on with the Blu-Tuber, the Blu-Tube community, it's interesting to see that there are some people still asking me, are you going to do it next year? What's going to change? What are you thinking? You know, and that makes me feel good inside because I set out to bring this community closer, whether you believe it or not, and I feel like I did.
Well, you have the forum. What is there going to be a 2016 Blu-Tuber Awards?
Yes, this is the official announcement, guys. There will be. I'm going to continue it as long as I can. You're looking at the face of the Blu-Tuber Awards, or you're listening. You can't really see me right now.
Is there anything else you have planned that may be different?
Yes, new categories will be changed up a little bit. Definitely new categories. The voting system, we could talk about more about that later when it gets closer, but it was a lot of work on my end. I thought I picked a great system, and it was a great website, but I can utilize that better, and I can fix it. You know.
Well, now that we're removed from everything's kind of calmed down, like what did you like about the process? What perhaps did you not enjoy too much?
Things that I loved about the process, the diversity. I love seeing people suggested for nominees that had 50 to 100 subs to people that had 10,000 subs.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone listening right now, you were probably mentioned at least once. I can't really think of anybody. I mean, there were a few people that I actually subscribed to because of you guys. I was like, oh, who's this? I've never heard of them. That was amazing.
Well, that's isn't that part of the process? Like to get people attention? Like that was...
To get people attention, yeah. And I mean, they gained a sub from me, and some of the nominees were shockers, and it was kind of cool to see that, to see some, like my peeps, just thanks to Blu-Ray Dan. I mean, he's the whole reason why I subbed to him, and then he helped my peeps get noticed, and look, he was a winner.
Right.
It was spectacular to see all that. Some of the things that I didn't like, let's go back a little bit to why me? Why didn't I get nominated? Why didn't I? Guys, I had a lot of people come, not a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot of people, that sounds bad. I had people come to me and say, oh, why wasn't I nominated? I have a good channel, da-da-da. Yes, you do have a good channel, but you know what? I didn't vote for you. I put in my suggestions, but that was it. I did not vote for the winners. That was the panel. I mean, everybody voted for who they voted for. The community as a whole voted. And we had a ton of people vote too.
Right.
So, from you coming to me and complaining about when I didn't get nominated or when my buddy didn't get nominated, it was useless. What you should have done was promote your friend or help your friend and promote yourself.
What I don't get is people like asking for awards and like not really wrapping their head around the idea that like who wants an award that you're just handed just for asking for it. Like I can't wrap my head around the mindset of saying I want the award because I want it, not because I deserve it. Like what? How good do you feel about that? And if say somebody said I want an award because I asked for it and I want it, and people look into it and it's a person with 12 subs and one video, an awards you don't deserve, and then you have a community that now flocks to your channel. You get attention, but you're going to experience your first bit of negative attention. Like like people don't think that far in advance. Like
right,
like
with the positive comes the negative.
Right, and you have to understand that. Like instead of crying about me, look at the person that won and try to figure out what they did and how you could adopt some of it and take what they're doing and learn from it, not just
right,
just wham.
Yeah, it comes down to three things with the whole purpose of this Blu-Tuber Awards, and this will be the continuation of it next year. Bring the community together, obviously learn from people, and get those people recognition that deserve it. Those are the three main things that was the point of it. And, like CP said, guys, when you see the Blu-Tuber of the year, go find out why. Take 10 minutes of your day and watch 2 of his videos or skim through his videos. Why was he voted and nominated and won Blu-Tuber of the year? That's the point of that. Yeah. Be yourself. Be unique. Stand out. Work hard. The internet is cruel. You're not just, this is not school when if you show up for 6 weeks without missing a day, you're not going to get an award for it.
Yeah.
This is real life. This is, if anything, anybody can learn. If you want a taste of real life, you join YouTube.
Ugh. It is funny. There is plenty of high school in YouTube though. There's enough of that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately that's basically what happened here. there's so much potential here, and we should feed off of the good and not, when you say I'm doing this, I think I deserve this, that person deserves that, you're actually disrespecting the people that were voted, the people that were nominated by other people in the community. You're kind of like spitting on the entire process. And again, it's not Doc that made these nominations. It was all of you. It was everybody that had access to the channel.
Right, and let's go even beyond that. It wasn't even about the nominees. I mean, people helped me vote for categories. People helped me. You, one of them. Late reviews. Everybody helped me. Durant, Blu-Ray Dan. I mean, there were so many people that gave me 5 minutes of their day and helped it make it better than what it was. So let's stop thinking about me and let's think about us and how can we make this next year Blu-Tuber Award better.
Right. The process was as democratic as I've seen anything. Perhaps negatively so. It was too democratic.
It was.
And for people to like hate on it and act like there was some sort of main decision, some tyrant decision, is just
whatever. It's over. It's done with.
Yeah, and
let's just pick our heads up. And I don't want to sit here and talk negative because I mean we know it was such a great success.
It was huge. You have people coming back explicitly because of that show. You have so much time. You have 9 months to go out and do something special. Like, let's make the community something better.
Yeah, you hear it now. You have 9 months, as CP said. We have 9 months. Make your channel better. Get noticed, and let's I had a couple of the panel members tell me, man, this voting was hard. These were close. Let's make them closer. Let's make people think next year.
Yeah, content.
Wow, how can I vote between this person? I can't do it. Yeah. That's the point of this. We want people to be struck, and I don't know who to vote for. And the more people that get involved and the more people that produce great content, the more we're going to be able to do with this show.
Yeah, man.
And I understand I can't make everyone happy. That's more of the story.
Nobody can.
Nobody can do that. That's, and I'm sure there's people out there that are like, oh, whatever.
Well, luckily for our listeners, we're going to try to make them happy by having a guest. we're going to have our Tripodcast as an actual tripod not next week, but for our next episode, we'll have a special guest, and that'll be the process from here out. There'll be a random episode here and there where it's just me and Doc, but we will have our third participant next time, and if you want to see somebody, drop a line, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, just drop a line and say, I want to see so-and-so. What do you think about so-and-so being on an episode of Tripodcast? And maybe we can make it happen. Maybe we are making it happen. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know where it's... don't forget to ask us questions on Twitter, Instagram.
Sure.
On YouTube, ask us questions. Let's be interactive. If you guys have...
We could create a topic out of one of your questions, sure.
Yeah, we can make a whole topic out of a question. We can, anything you guys want to know about us, personal lives, things like that. So if you were a fan of the Blu-Tuber Awards and you want to know more and you want to know little secrets and things, there will be special announcements on this podcast.
So for Dr. Movie 91, who can be found at, Dr. Movie 91.
Yes,
that's
it's
his
at
YouTube.
Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, what?
YouTube.
You said yeah to 3 different things.
Yeah, 4 different ones.
About $100. Yeah. Kmart sucks.
Don't do that. Don't make me laugh now.
Yeah, about $100. So where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Dr.
Right.
Movie 91 at YouTube. My Twitter handle is at Dr. Movie 91. There is no period in that, and that goes for Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Dr. Movie 91, no period. We will leave all the links in the description below for me and CP.
No fucking shit, lady! Do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
Yeah, and the Tripodcast is at _Tripodcast.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so there's that. Next week we will have, or I keep saying next week, next time we will have a guest. We don't know who it is just yet, but go ahead and sign up for it wherever you got a hold of this podcast. Go ahead and sign up for the rest, and you'll be ready to go. For Dr. Movie 91, I am CP of Will I Like It Reviews. Have a day.
And I am Dr. Movie 91. Take care and happy listening.
And I'm going to say goodbye last because that's the way it's going to work.
You lose! Good day, sir!